All right, Shalom. Start first by giving all praises and glories unto Yahweh, by Hashem Yahushai, by Hashem Harakakodash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders at the great millstone. Greetings, salutations, and blessings unto the elect. Shalom unto you. All right, quick video. And actually, this is a testimony of a vision that I had the day before yesterday. And in the vision, I kept seeing the word atone, which we that are in the spirit should know that the Day of Atonement is upon us, so to speak. You know, the Day of Atonement is a fasting, that you do from a complete fast, no liquid, no fluid, no food. All right, complete atonement, complete fast. If I was like it, complete fasting to atone, or an atonement, or an appeasing. I'll get into the word in a second. Toward the Heavenly Father, and asking for forgiveness for the sins that you've committed. Acknowledging those and atoning for those. Basically, a buyback, or redeeming, or a payback. Something that you're giving. You're giving up your flesh toward the Heavenly Father. And in that vision, that when the word kept hitting me, and I kept seeing it over and over, I began to see someone that did not atone. Okay? And without the atonement, this is what you get. This is what the vision showed me what you get over here. Okay? This person and their child. Okay? And in that, because what I do, I paint and draw, blah, 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 but I paint my dreams and visions, and this was one of them. And this one in particular was, someone, it was a woman, but someone holding their baby. And when that blast from the nuclear missiles came, that wave of concentrated fire and energy and heat came, it seemed like slow motion how I watched her flesh burn off of her, to the point I didn't remember, or I couldn't tell what nationality they were. Okay, I couldn't tell if there was an Edomite or a Jake or a heathen. I couldn't tell. It was just burning at such a rapid rate that they were clearly still alive. They dropped the baby, like threw the baby, and was just burning. That's what I could remember about that part of the vision. And this person was standing in front of like a project or a housing building or something, some apartment complex or whatever. And I watched, and this part was similar to Terminator 2, where you can see the blast hitting the buildings and ripping the buildings. But I watched brick by brick, sheathing, on the house for the roof get ripped off and burn, like disintegrate before it could even, like there wasn't big bricks flying anymore. It was just like you could watch it just disintegrate and burn as it was coming. There's a lot of dust and dirt in the air getting pushed around, and ashes. And like down at the bottom there, where the street level would be at, so to speak, there was the people that were standing there was that, like I said, that lady and her child was one of them. They were being burned so fast that it reminded me of the images of Hiroshima and Nagasaki when they dropped their bomb, how it stained the concrete with their ashes. Well, with their shadows. Well, this was similar to what was happening, but that was only for a brief moment until the concrete was being ripped up. Okay, being burned and ripped up and melted. It was crazy. It was the scariest thing I've ever seen. You look at the image. There was blood. It was bone, flesh flying, hair, everything. Hair was singed. I could see it. Which brings to mind, matter of fact, let me get it. Bear with me. And this is a scripture, one of the scriptures anyway, that kept coming to mind. This was 2 Peter chapter 3, verse 10. But the day of the Lord will come as a thief in the night, in the which the heavens shall pass away with a great noise, and the elements shall melt with fervent heat. The earth also and the works that are therein shall be burnt up. Okay, all the people of the earth are made of the periodic table and the elements, and it was being burnt up like acid to something simple, like fire to stubble. Like, it's funny. This is all of these are scriptural. Okay, analogies that the scriptures make. But I could see it so clearly and so vividly how this person in particular was being burned up, and it wasn't like the Terminator 2 Sarah Connor where the flesh turned black and charred. It was like it was ripping off already. Like you could see the blood was almost wet underneath, but it was just, I mean, it was very detailed. Very, very detailed when I saw it. Matter of fact, let me get the other one. Let me get it. Of course, this is the book of Zechariah, chapter 14, verse 12. And this shall be the plague wherewith the Lord will smite all the people that have fought against Jerusalem. Their flesh, and funny, it's in Micah 7:10, she that is thy enemy shall see it, which said, where is the promise of thy coming? Talking about God. And she shall be trodden down like the mire in the streets. Okay? And when you're burnt up, you're nothing but waste. Okay? Anyway, it says, their flesh shall consume away, and this is the one that was so vivid to me. This is the one that kept like resounding in my mind. Okay? Their flesh shall consume away while they stand upon their feet. And their eyes shall consume away in their holes, and their tongue shall consume away in their mouth. Let me go back to the image. My phone been on some bull lately. This is what I kept seeing. This is what I kept seeing. Like slow motion. And you people think this is a game. You think it's a joke. The Most High God Yahweh and His only Son, begotten Son Yahweh Shai, they're not playing. The Most High willing to show His wrath. Okay, from Romans the 9th chapter, on the vessels fit for destruction. 2/3 are vessels fit for destruction, because you won't atone for your sins. You won't give up something. You won't sacrifice your flesh or whatever to live and walk in the spirit of Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai. And that's what this is about. Okay? That's how you atone. You give something to the Heavenly Father. You're sacrificing your food and drink and your comforts and your physical flesh, that your spirit may be glorified and brought closer. When you acknowledge your offenses and pray to the Heavenly Father to clean up all the filth that we naturally do in these chains of darkness. Okay? That's what that's about. Now, a few moments later, the vision switched. See if I can bring it in. The vision switched. And as you see on the other side of here, the word faithful kept showing to me. I kept seeing that word, because I was like, there's got to be a balance to this. This was a nightmare, but I was wide awake while seeing this. And what I saw was, I was in a room with another brother, and there was government, agents all around, police, UN troops, the whole nine, the riot gear police. There were shadowy figures in the back. I mean, I tried to put as much of that in here as I could, but to express it quickly, and all of that, they were all in there. So basically, we were completely captive to excuse me, to the beast, to this, we were brought before judges and, before kings, all the things that the scriptures say. Let me see if I can get one. Hold on one moment. And this is Matthew chapter 24. I'm going to start with verse 9. It says, then shall they deliver you up to be afflicted, and shall kill you, and ye shall be hated of all nations for my name's sake. All right, that was one of the things I felt described this. I'm gonna jump down to. I keep reading. It said, "And then shall many be offended, and shall betray one another, and shall hate one another." Yeah, a lot of these brothers, man. I hate to say it this way, but the reality is, a lot of brothers out there is gonna turn when the affliction comes, man. A lot of you guys out there that believe you're in this thing for the long haul, man. You're not gonna make it to the long haul, and that's a warning to myself as well, as the vision that I saw was for me. Okay, it was reminding me like, hey, because I remember looking at this brother, and if I'm gonna go back to the image right quick, let me see if I can see where the other scripture was at. Bear with me 1 second. Yeah. Yeah. I think that was the script right there. Yeah. So anyway, let me go back to the image right quick. All right. And so I never forget the look in his brother's eyes, because it was like we were sharing telepathy, and we kept saying to each other, because we're both in this room, being tortured, we're handcuffed and everything, and we kept saying we kept with our eyes, we wouldn't say anything to each other vocally. We were looking at each other with each other in the eyes, saying, "Hey, fuck them. Don't give up now. Don't fold. Nope, they can't have us. They can't get it. This flesh don't mean nothing. This is just temporal. This is nothing." And it made me think of the Maccabees, and actually in the vision, I'm thinking of the Maccabees in the vision. And in the vision, I remember, matter of fact, let me just get it. Bear with me. Okay, yeah, this is it right here. Second Maccabees chapter 7. Straight to the point, not to make this video too long. Second Maccabees 7:1, it said, "It came to pass also that 7 brethren with their mother were taken and compelled by the king against the law to taste swine's flesh." Right, they want us to eat, and they want them to eat an abominable food, it says, and were tormented with scourges and whips. So they were beaten to get them to partake in swine's flesh. And this was the point right here. It was like the same thing we kept saying. We kept looking at each other, and then I believe I said it. I was like, "But one of them spake first and said, What would thou ask or learn of us? We are ready to die rather than to transgress the laws of our fathers." Okay. And that was the point. Like, and I'm looking for the other brother that says something. Yeah. Let me see. Yeah, that's funny. Verse 8, because after a while, they kept asking us questions, and we kept looking at each other like, "No." And so everything that they were saying to us, we're like, "No, no, no." That in unison, "No, no, no." And it reminds me of verse 8 right here. It said, "But he answered in his own language, saying, La'ah," which would be the Hebrew, but saying, "No. Wherefore he also received the next torment in order as the former did." And we were dying from this, from the Maccabees were. And we knew that this meant death, but we was like, we don't care. We're going to be freed from these chains. And they kept thinking like they going to break out, but it was more so freed from the chains of darkness of his body. Okay. We're captives in these bodies that are subject to sin and death, but the ability of Yahweh Shemi Shah to give us new life. We understand that. Well, we may live again. The mother says it later on when you read further down, but let me see. Yeah. Which that was pretty much the point. We kept saying that, and I'm watching. So to get to the back, let me go back to the image right quick. So as I'm watching, phone me on that bull, man. So as I'm watching the brother, and they're like, I hear them chit chatting like they ain't gonna give us what we want. Just end them, kill them. I heard him say that. Wait, and as he says that, I'm like, oh, Then all of a sudden I see the brother just like I don't know if the light came down upon him or from him, but it seemed to come. It was connected to his chest, and all the way from his chest all the way up from his neck to his face, all of it was like shining down upon him or glowing up out of him. I'm not sure what it was, and I didn't even know. Like there's no brother that I know in this truth that this was actually like a face to it. It was just a random brother, so to speak. But this light began to shine either from him or upon him, and I was like, oh, and man, and they kind of all stepped back like, oh, they're looking at him like beholding him like, oh shit, like what is this? And I'm like, oh, he's getting it. Then for a split second, I was like, oh man, I'm watching this, but is this gonna happen to me? You kind of wonder like, damn, I hope this happens to me. I hope I get whatever he's getting right now. I hope I get that, because that's from something celestial and higher. That's from a higher place, a higher being. I hope I get that. Lord willing, I get that. Is what you begin to say, and then I woke up or snapped out of it, so to speak. And the thing about it was, for a second, when I was thinking about, man, what was that? I was thinking like, did they kill me? I don't know what happened to the brother. I just remember that light really just hit and boom, and it was bright. And then asking myself, well, is that gonna happen to me? And then I don't know if it was like they killed me, and they left that hanging doubt right there, or it did begin to happen. I'm gonna take it as it began to happen. Lord willing, call all y'all Babakusha, and it happens unto me. But yeah, man. It was a beautiful thing, and it really built me up. But it has that same tone that I've been hearing for the past couple of weeks, which is, demons fucking with me, which happens to brothers. One angle is, don't worry about it. You're gonna be all right. You don't have to do this. You don't have to do that. You know the truth enough. You don't have to go to like all this stuff that I know, and I truly, fully believe that I must do to get that power to be known as faithful. Demons fucking with me. Oh, don't worry about it. Just you tired. You this. You that. Fucking with you, right? Well, we know what the scriptures say. All right, and I believe in these scriptures. So when these things come to you and say things to you, you got to know what the scriptures say, because we want to be. If we get caught in a moment like that, in a room like that, we want to be faithful. Okay, unto Yahweh Bashim Yahushua. We want to get that glow, man. We want to get that. Now, let me pull a couple of scriptures right quick and close out. All right, I got to read this. This is 1 Corinthians chapter 15. I'm going to start with verse 45, because this comforts us in what's to come. Okay, and this is similar to what I was beginning to see in the vision. It says, and so it is written, the first man, Adam, was made a living soul, which we know that spirit of Adam, the first man, Adam, was Yahweh Shai. It says, the last Adam was made a quickening spirit, Yahweh Shai, when he came back, for 40 days and 40 nights with his angelic power. All right. It says, howbeit that was not first which is spiritual, but which is natural, and afterward that which is spiritual. So you come with the natural, but the higher form of it is the spiritual. And we're sitting there in these chains of darkness, which is natural. But I believe I saw this brother change into something more. Like I can't say that's what happened, but that's what I believe was happening. Okay, I didn't get to see that actually happen, but that when that light hit through him or from him or to him, it was, man, something special was about to happen. And it says, the first man is of the earth, earthy. The second man is of the Lord from heaven. Okay, as it is the earth, as is the earthy, such are they that are earthy, and as is the heavenly, such are they that are heavenly. Okay, and as we have borne the image of the earthly, we shall also bear the image of the heavenly, extraterrestrial, both. Okay, it's the celestial and the terrestrial together in one flesh. That's part of the new covenant, man. We get the glory. We get that glory that's coming. Okay, it says, now this I say, brethren, flesh and blood cannot inherit the kingdom of the Most High, neither do corruption inherit incorruption. Behold, I show you a mystery. We shall not all sleep, but we shall all be changed. Yeah, not everybody's going to die. But all of us that are of the elect, Lord willing, I'm of the elect, are going to be changed into what? Into that glorious body, like Yahushua came back with. Okay? And he left up off of Mount Olive, with. And he'll return. And he will not meet thee as a man. Okay? It says, in a moment, in the twinkling of an eye, at the last trump, for the trumpet shall sound, and the dead shall raise incorruptible, and we shall be changed. And that's what I felt like. That's what I was seeing. This is what scripture was popping in my head. One of them, it says, for this corruptible must put on incorruption by practicing these statutes, laws, and commandments to the best of their ability, showing faith and obedience unto Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua. Okay? That was what brought on the incorruption when you go into Wisdom of Solomon, the 6th chapter. It breaks the whole thing down to you. The desired discipline. The desired discipline is love. And love is the keeping of our laws. And the keeping of our laws is the assurance of incorruption. And the assurance of incorruption makes us near unto the Most High. All right? So it says, and this mortal must put on immortality. Okay? Us in this mortal flesh puts on immortality. So when this corruptible shall have put on incorruption, and the mortal shall have put on immortality, then shall be brought to pass the saying that is written, death is swallowed up in victory. So that was the look we had, like, man, we ain't gonna die. Yeah, it hurts. This may be painful and it hurt, but we ain't gonna die. We know what happens after this life. They can't lie to us and fool us and have us scared or in fear of what's to come after this. We know this is the punishment that we went through. We've kept the faith. We're finishing the course. Now let's finish it all the way through. And that was what we were saying would seem like telepathy through looking in each other's eyes. Right before the brother got that beam hit him. Okay? And I mean like a beam of light ran through him from his chest. And that's why I tried to portray that image. And it was a beautiful thing, to see that happen. Let me grab a couple more scriptures. Let's go to the book of 2nd Esdras, the 9th chapter. We'll start with verse 6 since 7 anyway. Since it has both in it, I'll go back to the old image that the vision first started with, and both. It says, and everyone that shall be saved shall be able to escape by his works and by faith, whereby ye have believed, proven faithful. Okay? And how do you prove your faith? By the actions that you do, that your faith pushes you to do. Going out and teaching, edifying, keeping the Day of Atonement, praying, fasting, all these different things. Okay? It says, shall be preserved from the said perils. And one of the perils was that missile fire, that concentrated fire, sizzling people up, man. Okay, it says, and shall see my salvation in my land and within my borders, for I have sanctified them for me from the beginning. Okay, then there's the that's what we want. That's what the faithful side got to see. Even at the last trump, in the last moment, when you thought there's no getting out of this, right when you have the one split second of doubt, the Most High will send the Spirit on you to not have fear in that moment. Okay, to be comforted in that moment. Okay, and I got to see the comfort of that brother changing. You know, and I was like, oh, and everybody comes like, oh, they were kind of in awe. When I saw it, I was like, oh, like this is what we read about. This is what we believe. I hope it happens to me. And then boom, the vision's over. All right. Anyway, it says, then shall they be in pitiful case, which now have abused my ways, and they that have cast them away despitefully shall dwell in torments. That fire hitting so fast, you can see the way the woman was screaming. That she didn't care about her. Well, we know, these people in the earth don't care about their children like that anyway. But she threw the baby in so much pain, and before the baby hit the ground, it had been disintegrated. Okay, the baby's ashes never truly hit the ground. Okay, you can watch all the things of this woman get burned away. Man, you guys don't understand what's coming and what you do 2/3 in other nations gonna have to deal with. This was burning through everything, burned through her clothes, burned her hair was burning away and singeing up. Her flesh, I watched her eyelids burn off of her eyes. I watched, the layers of her eye get like it was happening like slow motion, but it was happening so fast, and my eye could focus in on the little details of it. I watched the layers of the hairs of her skin and the outside layer of skin burn down to the meat, down to the white meat, down to the bone. Like I'm watching it, and she's like screaming, but there's no voice anymore. It's like her vocal cords and all that. Man, it was crazy. It was crazy. The Most High power, man. He's the king of terrors, man. Okay. He's gonna remind you who's to be feared in the earth. All right, who's to be feared in the earth. Let me go back. Then shall they be in pitiful case who now have abused my ways, and they that have cast them away despitefully shall dwell in torments. All right, let me go to the book of second address still. We'll go to the 16th chapter toward the end of the book. We'll go up to 70, something like that. Let me find I'm going to go straight to verse 73. It says, then shall they be known who are my chosen, and they shall be tried as gold in the fire. Yeah, tried as gold in the fire. How? When you're in that room and they trying to get you to talk or to eat something crazy or whatever the case may be, you can't fold. You can't fold. When you're brought before these councils, you can't fold. You gotta trust in the Spirit to speak through you. To tell them what the Spirit of Yahweh Hashem Yahushua wants them to know. You can't premeditate that. You just gotta let it go, man. And it's man, you gotta trust that way. It's called faith. It says, then shall they be known who are my chosen, and they shall be tried as gold in the fire. Hear ye, O my beloved, saith the Lord Yahweh. Behold, the days of trouble are at hand, but I will deliver you from the same. And we were in a dire situation. We can tell that. They have been torturing us. They have been threatening us. And I didn't feel any of the pain associated with the things that was happening. That part of the part of the vision. But in the moments to come, I felt that light. Like I can feel like the energy of that light run through that brother, right? It said, be ye not afraid. It said, but I will deliver you from the same. Be ye not afraid, neither doubt, for the Most High God, Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushua, is your guide, and a guide to them who keep my commandments and precepts, saith the Lord Yahweh. Let not your sins weigh you down, and let not your iniquities lift up themselves. Yeah, so when this Day of Atonement comes, which to me this feels like a major judgment is coming after this Day of Atonement. We already see Hurricane Dorian. We're already seeing these random shootings. You know, whether they're staged events or not, whether people are faking and they're alive or not, whatever. We're gonna start to see real death in the earth. Okay, we're gonna see some heavy signs and heavy visions, man. I don't just mean like Joel the second chapter, which I'm gonna grab that before I go. We're gonna see things that lots of death. Okay, lots of death, and I believe it's pretty much gonna start coming. All right, and we're just gonna start showing the difference between the men of the Lord and just these random people out there. Okay, and they're gonna have to roll on us. They're gonna have to. So anyway, let me grab a couple more scriptures and I'm close. Okay, this is Revelation chapter 2, verse 10. It says, "Fear not those things which thou shalt suffer. Behold, the devil shall cast some of you into prison, that ye may be tried, and that ye may have tribulation 10 days. Be thou faithful unto death." And when me and the brother was looking at each other, we kept looking at each other in the eyes and said, "Hey, don't fold, don't fold." You know, we like, nope, don't give them nothing. Nope, 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 no. Be thou faithful unto death. This flesh don't mean nothing. And none of this was said with words. It was just a look that we kept sharing through the eyes back and forth. Nope, don't fold. Be thou faithful unto death. Fuck this flesh. It don't mean nothing. Fuck this flesh. They can have it. You know, let our spirit reign with Yahweh Shai. You know, and I will give you a crown of life. And that's that crown of life when we reign with Yahweh Shai for being proven faithful. Okay? And so let me close out with one more script in Joel. Book of Joel, second chapter. It's a bit further down, but I'm gonna say 20, but I'll find it real quick. I think it's 26. No, that ain't it. Let me see. 28. Yeah. Verse 28 says, "And it shall come to pass afterward that I will pour out my spirit upon all flesh, and your sons and your daughters shall prophesy, and your old men shall dream dreams, and your young men shall see visions." And this was a vision that I saw. You know, so we are in those days, and it's things that the scriptures talk about. These visions, I didn't even get the vision in Obadiah. You know, about how Esau will be burnt up. You know, I couldn't tell if it was Edomite, if that woman was an Edomite or not, but it didn't matter because to me it represented the nation, the daughter of Edom. It represented the virgin daughter of Babylon. It represented the 2/3 of the nation of Israel, that comely woman. You know, that's played the harlot with many, you know, and America played the harlot with many lovers also. Okay, so yeah, man, a lot's gonna happen in the earth. A lot of bad. But if you're in the spirit of Yahweh Shem Shai, man, if you're walking in the spirit, He's gonna protect you and prevent all these perils and evils from touching you. He's gonna heal you. He's gonna have brothers heal you or whoever, you know. People that's walking in His spirit, He's gonna have them heal you with His power, through His name. Okay, He's gonna preserve you from death. All types of miracles is gonna come to pass, and the balance of that is a whole lot of death also. So Lord willing, man, this was edifying. Just want to kind of share this with you. It ran longer than I was hoping, but it was a lot in it. So Lord willing, you were edified, giving all praises and glories unto Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushua, Ba'ashem Marakak. Double honor to the apostles and the elders at the great millstone. And greetings, salutations, and blessings on to the elect. To the next one, Shalom.